Hi folks, I'm Keith James with Keith James Designs. In this video we're going to be unboxing the Studio FX 800 watt studio lighting kit with shoot-through umbrellas and 10-foot backdrops. So let's dig in. First thing we have in the kit, we're going to have black backdrop. We'll use this mainly for shooting photos. Get that nice dramatic look. For the most part, we'll be using the white backdrop that comes with the kit. This is the white one. Both of them are 10-foot by 10-foot backdrops. That way, when you're sitting or even standing, it gives you a nice curved area. It's not too short. That way you can get even full length shots of people if you need that. It's really good length. And with this kit, we're using shoot-through umbrellas. The reason we chose shoot-through umbrellas is for the ease of setup. Light boxes aren't that difficult to set up. After you've put them together a couple of times, they're quite easy. But what we like is everybody knows how to open an umbrella. And this is just a regular umbrella made with special material. And what this material actually does is just like any soft box. It diffuses the light. Keeps the light from being harsh on your subjects. Gives it a real nice effect. Next thing we have here, these are the bulbs used in the kit. And these are fairly large bulbs. These are fluorescent bulbs. We don't really like using halogen bulbs anymore, especially depending on what you're doing with the subject. They can get fairly hot. And if I can get this one open, give you an idea what they actually look like. They tape them up pretty good for shipment. Last thing you want is your bulb to be broken in shipment. These are also, you want to hold on to this. This is how you keep your bulbs stored so that they don't break. They're fairly expensive. Drop that in there. You see that's a pretty good sized bulb. This particular bulb that we have with this kit, these are 5100, what they call 5100 degree lights, which are pretty close to daylight bulbs. Gives you nice clean white lighting. That way it doesn't throw off any colors. If you use your typical incandescent light bulbs that you use around your house, that's going to give you color masking that you really don't want. You want to try to keep your color as true as possible. Next thing we have in the kit, these are what we call the light heads. Get this out the box for you. And what this is where the bulb actually attaches. We have a second hole right here where the umbrella attaches. Have a nice little adjustment knob here. Also a lockdown knob. And we'll show you one of the stands. Get this out the box. This is going to be the light stand itself. And these are made out of nice heavy gauge aluminum. It's a really nice kit for $129. And if you want to go ahead and get this exact same kit, we've got a link right there in the description. You can just click on that and bring you right to Amazon. And you can get this kit yourself. And this is the light stand itself. I'll show you how it works. Right here, the actual legs lock into the base, keeps it from getting damaged, either in storage or just setting up. And you just simply pop them out, pull this down, and just spread them out. And you can go ahead, it gives you a nice wide base. Push this down. You want to watch your fingers up in here too. You do not want to have your fingers get caught up in here, so just be a little careful with that. Inch that on down. Got your locking nut right here. Gives you a nice stable base. This is probably close to 32 inches across. Lock that little lock nut down right here. This is for your height adjustment. I'm sorry, actually this is not a light base. This is, you can tell the difference. You got the big screw head right here with the wing nut on top. This is for the backdrop. Very similar to the lighting base. You've got, once again, wing nuts right here that lock down the height. And we'll get back to that real quick. And pull our bulb out. And actually, this is the case here that the stands fit into. Really nice case. Nice little carry handle. This kit is portable. It's a little bit heavy, not real bad at all. It's made out of aluminum. And let me get a light base out of here. We've got, pull one of the light bases out. You can tell the difference. Basically the same stand. The tops, the adjustments are a little bit different, and the head right here is different between a backdrop and a light stand. Base themselves are almost identical. Once again, pull the legs through here, pop them out. Just basically need to get them started. When they're locked in, they stay nice and locked in position so they don't pop out on you. Once again, you slide it down. Gives you a nice, like I say, about 32-inch base on it. You can adjust it to its size. We usually keep it nice and flat right here. Also gives you room for sandbags. You can use sandbags to help stabilize your lighting or your backdrop. Depending on the angle that you have your umbrella and your lighting set at, you might need to use sandbags on there just to keep them from tilting, keeps them from moving. These actually adjust up to 7 feet. I won't put it all the way up because it'll be out of frame. And what I'll go ahead and do, I'll grab one of the light heads here. Once again, light head, fully adjustable, goes right onto here. Back the screw out, pop it down on the head. And on this, you just want to snug this up. You don't want to over tighten this. It will actually crack. A lot of people have complained about these cracking, but you don't tighten them up real tight. Let me drop this back down a little bit more. I'll show you how we assemble the bulb and the umbrella onto the kit here. Get me an umbrella and a bulb. I want to take your bulb once again. Be careful with these bulbs, they're fairly expensive and hard to get, so you want to make sure that you take care of your bulbs. It's a good idea to go ahead and order extra bulb, at least one extra bulb for your kit. You don't want to have a shoot scheduled and find out that either one of your bulbs have broken or for some reason has gone out. They don't go out too often. There are electronics in here that actually help the bulb to work. So that's mainly what will happen, is the electronics will go out. The bulbs will last actually rated for thousands of hours. And what I'm doing right now, inserting the umbrella into the base. I know I'm probably out of frame, but we just go ahead and do that. Screw this in to adjust it. And if you're shooting up to give even more of a bounce light, you'll have it up. Let me drop this down for you, show you how that works. And you can also adjust it right here if you want to go more directional on your subject. Go right there. Like I said, this is, at this point, we're still pretty stable, but when you're shooting like this, you might want to go ahead and put a sandbag on there. It's not real tippy, but the possibility is always there. You can also change the direction based on the legs. You want it to try to line up with the leg to keep it as stable as possible. I'll show you how easy this breaks down too. Like I said, this is why we preferred this over a light box system. Take that down. Once you start using your kit, what you want to do is, I leave the bulbs attached to the heads. Simply unscrew it from the base, pop it off the base, take your bulb, once again put it back in your styrofoam, let them cool down, and once it's in the base, it doesn't quite fit as good, you can just go ahead and just gnaw off some of the styrofoam. You go ahead and crate that back up, and what you go ahead and do is take a rubber band, put a rubber band around it, you're good to go. And we'll take a look at, just showing you real briefly how the backdrop pulls work. We've already seen this, but this is the case that comes with it. It's got two different types of backdrop pulls here. You grab two of them out. You've got ends and you've got middle pulls. The difference between the two, let me show you real quick. This is an end and this is a middle pull. Alright, the middle pulls are going to have a small hole on the middle. The end pulls, let me get this out real quick. End pulls have a large hole in the end. And the difference between the two, when you go ahead and use your light stand, your backdrop stand, pull this up real quick. You see how easy that adjusts too. Simply take your wing nut off. This pops in, screws back down, holds your backdrop in place. It's going to be 4 of these bars, like I said, 2 ends, 2 middles, to attach the bars together to span your backdrop. You've got a pin, you've got an open hole, just press it with your fingertips, lock it in place, and basically just slide your backdrop over this pole. Once you do that, you attach it to the end. Before you know it, you're all set up and ready to go. Well, that's it for the Studio FX 800 watt lighting kit with 10-foot backdrops, available at Amazon.com for $129. I'm Keith with Keith James Designs. Thanks again.